up, everybody? It's Divisional Week. Coming to you live with one more not one more. One of our additional playoff weeks.
Yeah.
And it's we got 4 games. There's 8 teams left. It's a divisional round. The first game of the week will be Seattle versus Atlanta. In Atlanta, in that Georgia Dome.
In that Georgia Dome, it could be the last. Could be the last game ever. No, it will be the last game ever played there.
I think. Yeah, they are doing something. I forgot about that.
New stadium next year.
I don't like that. I'm a Panthers fan, and I don't even like that.
So this is Atlanta's last game. You know what?
They're winning. They're winning
last
because
game at home. Yep, I'm not.
They're winning
I'm
because
not picking
I
against
don't
them.
even think they're a better team, but they're winning because.
I was gonna pick Seattle before we started this video, and I thought about it.
Well, actually, I meant to really say Seattle is not really good like a road team. They're not.
Nah, they're really not. They were at
all
home
the times
last
they
week.
went far in the playoffs. They were at home.
So
last year they came to Carolina. Not just saying this because I'm a Panthers fan. They got beat.
they got beat.
They got beat, and I'm proud
I mean,
of it.
they were making a little bit of a comeback, but
Yeah, it was scaring me a little bit. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie.
yeah, it was.
But yeah, the Falcons, they're typically not like the best playoff team, but I think this year is different than the other years. Because usually they'll kind of start slowing down halfway through the season. They were pretty solid the whole year.
Well, I seen I actually just saw this on a little page a while ago I was looking at. They set a franchise record for the most points in a single season, 540 points.
That's impressive.
That's a lot of points.
I mean, they have so many weapons. Like, when they played the first time in Seattle, oh my God, they barely even won in Seattle. A lot of people didn't like the call. I didn't like the call, the pass interference call.
Yeah, they should have. Atlanta would have won.
Basically, they were about to get in field goal range. They were about like the 50 or 60, or they were probably like 65 yards out. Like, they couldn't have made a field goal. But they did a slant route. It wasn't a slant. It was like a post, over the middle. And Julio he's guaranteed going to catch it. I mean, he was open, and then Richard Sherman just kind of grabbed him down real quick, like knowing if I don't grab him down, he's definitely going to catch it.
And then the call didn't even happen.
Yeah, the call didn't get the flag didn't get thrown, so it was kind of a tainted victory even when they did win.
I'm taking Atlanta just for the simple factors we just said. They've already pretty much beat them once in Seattle. Plus, they're not losing their last home game in that stadium ever.
Devontae Freeman is a problem for them.
Tevin Coleman, I mean.
And him too, yeah. I mean, people would probably be laughing at that, but those two guys have been running over every defense. They ran over the Broncos, both of them.
Atlanta and Seattle, that one's out of the way. Up next, we got Houston and New England.
Houston, they have a future, but they're not. It's not this right now. They're not beating the Patriots.
They shouldn't even be in the playoffs. I mean, they earned it. I'm not saying they haven't earned it.
They earned
I'm
it.
saying
Without J.J. Watt, they made it. That's impressive.
I'm saying
if they had J.J. Watt, it could happen, but not without him.
But Tom Brady, this year, warpath. He is on such a warpath. It's not even funny. It
is funny.
It's funny, but it's like
it's not funny for the Texans.
It's not funny if your name's Brock Osweiler and DeAndre Hopkins and Jadeveon Clowney.
I will say that next year, if Clowney can be as productive as he was this year with J.J. Watt, they haven't had both of them at the same time really.
That pass rush next year.
They really haven't had both of them the way that their GM wanted when he picked them. I mean, you've seen J.J. Watt. Then whenever he kind of fell down this year, Clowney's shown what he can do. If they can get them both at their peak, unstoppable. Unstoppable.
Dangerous.
You don't even need a decent secondary, and which they do have a good secondary.
That game was easy. Up next, these next 2 games are going to be hard. You got the first game is Pittsburgh at Kansas City.
Arrowhead Stadium. I'm picking them because they're there and because they're just the most unorthodox team probably ever that make the playoffs.
I'm picking Kansas City because I'll be honest. I wouldn't be surprised if their defense outscores Pittsburgh offense.
That's why I'm picking them, dude. Their special teams and defense scores points consistently. And their offense scores points enough. But I mean, their defense and the special teams, they get a nice kickoff return. If they don't score, they're going to put them on good field position at least once.
They beat the Panthers this year earlier, 17-16, with no offensive touchdowns.
Yeah, no, seriously.
No
and Spencer Ware,
touchdowns.
I feel like Spencer Ware could have a big day. I will say that Le'Veon Bell, if they let him get out of control, I can't pick the Steelers, but they're going to win if that happens. Yeah. I'm picking the Chiefs, thinking that they can remotely keep him in
Tyreek Hill, though.
Check. Tyreek Hill is unstoppable.
Unstoppable.
Special teams,
in every
punt,
aspect
punt
of the
returns, kicker, it doesn't matter.
Every receiver, when he does that little reverse sweep, whatever you want to call it.
That jet sweep, he's a man.
Unbelievable.
Eric Berry, he's a little force.
Force to be reckoned with.
He's a force. I'll tell you, he got a pick 6 on the Panthers. It was embarrassing.
All right.
He ran over every single player.
So the last game, I think we already know we're splitting on this one. You got Green Bay at Dallas.
Steven's not gonna like this.
Steven, this is for you. That's a bad man coming to Dallas on Sunday.
Show him your pick, like, after you circle it.
That's a bad man coming to Dallas on Sunday. He leads the league in touchdowns. Come out of nowhere. They were 4 and 6,
and they went to 10-6 to make the playoffs, and they still haven't lost. Like, basically, since 4 and 6 happened, they haven't lost.
They were 4 and 6. Everybody was asking, is it time for Aaron Rodgers to hang them up? He said, no, sir, it's not.
Mike McCarthy, too. They were like, get rid of him.
Yeah, should they let Mike McCarthy go?
Oh, that was ridiculous.
Absolutely
I didn't
not.
even think that even when they were 4 and 6.
Aaron Rodgers comes out, 39 touchdowns in the regular season, out of nowhere. 10 and 6, playoffs.
Jordy Nelson was hurt, though.
He
cracked a rib or something like that.
He cracked a rib in Sunday's game, but
that's gonna be big time. Last year it hurt him whenever he was out.
I think that Aaron Rodgers is gonna come down to Dallas. Dallas already beat him in Lambeau, but Aaron Rodgers ain't having it in the playoffs. No, sir. He's gonna go to their place and embarrass them, embarrass the Cowboys.
I'm picking the Cowboys. They got and Texas Dipper. He's gonna like this one. They got Ezekiel Elliott. You can't stop him. There's nobody who can stop him.
Julius Peppers can stop him.
He can't stop him.
Julius Peppers.
He's too lazy to stop him. He doesn't even try enough. He came from the Panthers. We both know he's lazy. It's playoff time. He tries a little bit.
If he tries, he can stop him.
He can stop anybody, but that's a whole different video. They got Ezekiel Elliott. I'm guaranteeing he'll have over 100 yards. Jason Witten, he likes to come up, show out in playoff time. Des Bryant, if you're going to be a flashy, cocky receiver, which he is, but he is good.
It was not a catch, by the way.
That was against
the Packers too. That was not a catch.
Well, I mean, he's big time in the playoffs though. The few times they've been in the playoffs, it's big time. And their defense, I'm not picking them remotely because of their defense, but they've been like a lot better than usual. It's pretty good this
year. It's people are acting like their defense is just trash and their offense carries the team. Their defense is pretty. I mean, every game has been low scoring, which means the defense is holding the other team to a low scoring game.
Yeah, their defense has been pretty good. I think Cole Beasley will have a lot of catches.
Oh, Cole Beasley's come out as the star of that team this year. It's not even a question.
Well, the reason I'm picking them besides Elliott is I think A, they're at home, B, their run game's just unstoppable. And if they can manage to get kind of like what we were saying with Clowney and JJ Watt, they had Des Bryant as their playmaker, and then Cole Beasley this year has been more of a playmaker. They can get both of those guys. The guy who's carried them this season, the guy who traditionally carries them at the same time, that could really be big time.
Steven, every time I've picked the Green Bay Packers in the playoffs this year, they've won. Think about that. There's only been one game.
Yeah.
Every time I've done it, they've
won. Not a very large sample size with that
every time you picked against them, they lost.
Also, yet again, not a very big sample size.
But
plus, I was doing a bold prediction.
Don't worry, Steven.
This one isn't a bold prediction. This one's a prediction. I think they're going to
Aaron Rodgers is going to discount double check these guys.
Oh my! I hate when he does that. He's ripping off WWE. He doesn't even do it right.
He's going to discount double check these guys.
Everybody gives he made it up. It's a WWE thing. He stole it from him, and he doesn't even give him credit, which is why he's going to lose.
Discount double check. All right. That's a divisional round of the playoffs. What do you?
There's 8 teams coming in. 4 of them are going home.
Next week,
4 of them are moving on to it's going to be AFC, NFC championship titles in the line.
Next week, there's only 2 games. We'll probably really, since we've been kind of wanting that all season, we're going to really probably break those games down next week. So if you do watch next week,
we will be nerds.
Don't be surprised to see 2 games go on for 30 minutes talking.
We don't ever set up to make these videos long. We think, we'll make them quick, and then they end up going over 15, 20 minutes.
I don't know. This thing's probably been going on for 12 minutes now.
Last week we did pretty good. It was about 7:27.
Yeah. We've done that twice in a row.
Yeah, it was 7:27
Check out
the last 2 weeks.
Videos.
Yeah. Check out our Twitter, too. We're going to have, we'll link it in the description. We're going to have a bunch of polls with these games. What do you think is going to happen in the second half? What do you think, who's going to score more? Who do you think is going to win? All that kind of stuff. So, because we like getting your input.
Yeah, vote on those polls. Comment on the polls with, if you do vote, comment your vote. We'd like to see that, too.
We need to see it.
That's a divisional round of the playoffs, 2016-2017 season. Like I said, conference championship games next week. Thanks for watching this video. We'll see you next time.